Oh, Lord.
Thank you, Keith.
Why are you?
Josh, you like my mic?
Why
This is
are
the
you?
most important mic.
Please don't. Please don't. He asked what's the medallion you have on.
Oh, I won't know. Oh,
The
this
Tree
one.
of Life.
Yeah, Tree of Life. I'm sorry, I thought he meant the bracelet. Tree of Life. I got it from St. Lucia.
Alrighty. So we are live. Hello, 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 everyone. Let me see. Hello, Chela. $30.
You want these off?
Yes, please. Hello, and welcome to Living Strong, the flip side of adversity. I am Dr. Virdra Jackson, the CEO and creative behind Living Strong Consulting. And we are wishing all of you a happy new year. It is an amazing opportunity to almost feel like we get a new start, a fresh start, and we are launching our theme in this January around showing up as the best version of you. And if you've been following my Facebook post, I'm excited because I have my accountability partner who consistently challenges me on the days when I feel like I tired, I don't want to, or please let me have that cookie, or I don't want to do another workout. She holds me accountable behind the scenes consistently, and I couldn't think of anyone else that I wanted to start the new year off and this particular theme of being the best version of you. I couldn't think of anyone besides Yvonne Richardson because she is that for me, and I know she's that for many of you who are listening. So let me tell you a little bit about her. Yvonne Richardson is the owner of Royalty Hair Salon, which has become much more than a place to get your hair done. It is an urban retreat location in a suburban setting, and it offers guests the most advanced hair and beauty services available in a relaxing, elegant, and comfortable setting. On any given day, her salon is filled with clients from all different walks of life, cities, as well as states. People travel to get access to this woman. All of them are treated with the Yvonne Richardson experience, whether they are seeing Yvonne or members of her expert team. Yvonne has set the trend by providing cuts and colors that are unique and difficult to duplicate. She's fashioned the most influential looks for entrepreneurs, businessmen, and women, and everyday people who walk out of her salon feeling like celebrities. Her innovative and joyful and carefree looks are still the style of choice for today's women on the go. In addition to being a mother, sister, and friend to many, Yvonne has worked to create a community where women living in and around the Chester County area here in Pennsylvania can have a resource to find other women and entrepreneurs and professionals. She is passionate about being a resource and creating space. She has created an annual event called Network Her business event. She has sponsored events to donate gowns to among the most celebrated of names in hair and beauty in the area. And now a regionally recognized icon, Yvonne has appeared in several publications, including Black Hair Magazine, Wedding Wire, Vista Today, East Brandywine Neighbors, and Monco Today. So I'm excited for us to jump into how do we tap into being the best version of you. So welcome to the conversation on the flip side, Yvonne.
I'm here. Thank you. Thank you for the beautiful intro.
Absolutely.
And Happy New Year to everyone listening and watching.
Yes.
So yes, I am happy to be here with you guys.
So to go into and jump into our theme for 2023, being the best version of you, although that is a very inspiring way to help others think about how they're showing up in spaces. A wonderful sister friend of mine recently, actually, I want to say just a few days ago, sent me a voice message, and she actually challenged me to show up like God sent me. And those two concepts, this theme and that message, really confirmed for me my word for 2023. Okay. And those who follow me know every year I really spend time meditating and thinking on and asking God for my word. Gotcha. And when she sent me that message, it resonated with my soul because my word is strength. And it reminded me that showing up in the best version of me also requires me to remember that God has sent me into spaces, and that as I walk that out in 2023, I'm walking out in strength. Strength in my finances, strength in my relationships, strength in my health, strength in my business, strength in systems. Yeah. And so to kick off our conversation, I'm curious, do you have a word for 2023? Yeah. And how does that word relate to you showing up in the best version of you?
Okay, I definitely like the word strength. I definitely like that. And I think strength comes with a lot of compatibilities. Positivity, strength comes with consistency, which is my word. But strength just leads the way. You got to have the strength to start. Yes. You know? So my word, as I said, is consistency. Yeah. I think that's my favorite word. I don't think a word for me is probably, no, that's the strongest word I can come up with, is consistency, because I live by it. I believe in it. And I think if you have consistency mixed with the strength side by side, you really can't fail. Be consistent in your word, be consistent in your job, be consistent in the person that you are, and be consistent in your growth. But behind that, have the strength to be consistent in everything you do.
So, with that endurance piece, right?
Yeah, honey, you know the endurance.
Yeah. And I think about the consistency that is you, whether it's behind the scenes where you're like, come on, lift one more time, or let's keep trying this. Yeah. But you also just celebrated 21 years.
I did. 21 years in the industry.
Yes, 21 years in the industry. Yeah. And I'm curious, what would you say has contributed to your consistency in the business to keep delivering at your best?
Let's see. Loving what I do is probably number one.
Mm-hmm.
I love what I do. I
Mm-hmm.
love my clientele, which is like family to me. I have a frame in the house that says family is the people you choose. You
Yeah.
know, it's not always blood bound. But I
Mm-hmm.
think loving what you do and being consistent education in what you do, no matter what you do, if you educate yourself on it, I think you find a new love for it.
Mm-hmm.
So every year I go to a class or, you know, I learn something new or revamp something. And then people, I am a people person. So I really couldn't be stuck in a cubicle. I don't think that would work for me. It might work for some.
Anyone who knows you
I'm very
would
social.
laugh.
Yes.
Would laugh at the thought.
I talk to strangers, you know, I just go up to people. So that part of it, every day is a new day for me in 21 years. Every day is a new day, and it works that way for me. So I think that's the consistent key for me is seeing a new face, making you guys look happy, you know, hearing the stories. Because I am like a hair doctor without the paperwork, because I mean, I have all your secrets. I have all your hair issues. I have everything. So I think that makes it work for me every day.
Something that resonated with me as you started loving what you do, continuing to build your skills, and connecting with people, I think are foundationally absolutely speak to the person I know you to be. But when I think about clients, when I'm coaching, they're often trying to find some purpose or run after something, and in some cases afraid to start. And oftentimes I ask them, what is it that wakes you up at night? What is it that you can't stop thinking about? What is it that you put down and it draws you back, or God continues to bring it to your mind? Tap into the thing that you love, because then it'll show up in how you show up.
It's very true.
So how would you say the importance, because I know I watch you in consistently, when you love what you do, you continue to seek out skills that are going to challenge you. How does that show up in the shop, in the business as an entrepreneur?
I know people have a problem with getting up. I'm a morning person. I do love the morning. I honestly, in 21 years, never said, I don't want to go to work today, out of being here, not because I don't want to be on vacation, because I want to be there, but I've never said, I don't want to do this today. I want to change my career. I don't want to do this. I don't feel like seeing my clients. So it is very natural for me to get up every morning to do what I do. I don't understand. I don't want to get up and go through my clients. So it's more natural to me than it is God calling, or it's just a natural feeling for me. I guess a natural feeling for somebody to get up and, I don't know, comb their hair.
Did you always want to do hair? Like from childhood, did you know this was what you were going to do?
My dad said I've been doing this since I was 5. Like, I've been doing it forever. I did my siblings' hair. I've always done hair. I had a lady in the neighborhood that said, you're going to be a hairdresser. But in that time, I was in Philadelphia, and my mom was in the salon all day. I said, I'm not going to be no hairdresser. Like, that's all day. I'm not doing that. Fast forward, full-blown hairdresser.
And here
so I've always loved hair.
You've always loved hair, but can I ask, has it always been easy?
The hair part, yes. The business part, no.
So tell me about that.
So people will always ask me, how is it being a salon owner, a business owner, entrepreneur? Everything about that is great until you get into hiring other people. The work ethic of other people is very different. You know, it's not that you expect somebody to work like you. It's just expect that they just come with their 100%, I guess. And that part is hard.
It's almost like recognizing, I know for Living Strong, there's a brand that represents Living Strong. You don't have to present like me, but you need to come with a standard that matches the branding. Like, people who come to a Living Strong training or experience know that it's going to be an experience. It's going to be interactive. It's going to be relational. In a very similar way, what I'm hearing you say is they don't have to do style like you, but they need to recognize Royalty Hair Salon has a particular way of treating their clients.
That's correct. I mean, as a child to a parent, you want to represent your parents. You know, you don't want to show out bad in the streets, and it reflects your parents. So it's just almost the same thing with any type of brand. And I feel like even if I worked for someone else, I would still come with 110% because that's just my natural work ethic. It has nothing to do with me to being an owner. I will still work this way for your brand.
Exactly. It's
and
how
if I
you
didn't
show
feel
up.
that passion, or I felt like I was slacking 90%, 80%, then I would remove myself. So I just feel like people need to come with the 100%.
So I guess I'm going to dig a little bit into your thought process, because it takes a lot to be in an industry for 21 years. And at the same time, you were celebrating the actual brand royalty, which was how many years?
Royalty's 5 years old, but as a business owner, 16 years.
Yeah. So consistency, endurance, strength, all of that showing up. So if I were to lean in a little bit more, and I know that you naturally love what you do, you naturally wake up in the morning, it's not an issue.
Right.
But when you have had to help others recognize how to show up, how have you done that?
By consistency, number one, by being very open and honest. I think that when we go through things in our lives, it is here to show others. So through the course of my business of 16 years, I went through divorce. I've had my daughter. I went through things in life that normal people go through, but I still showed up for my job where you wouldn't know it. So knowing how to separate life actions, a lot of time people let their life reflect and mess up their jobs. That's not the case with me. I leave things at the door, so I do know how to separate or
compartmentalize.
There we go.
Yeah,
I know how to do that, right?
Uh-huh.
So I think showing people is better than telling people, because I don't have a problem with telling you and helping you with your life issues, but I think showing is better.
So that they can see.
Yeah.
They can see it and hopefully model it.
Yeah. Being open. I do well with open people. If you're open with me, I feel more at ease. I feel more comfortable. I feel respected. But I feel like if you're closed off and you're secretive, I don't feel as comfortable with you. So I think me being open kind of helps other people. Yeah.
You want people to show up in a space that actually reflects who you already are. So
your
that
authentic self.
Yeah. And then they show up and there's an opportunity for them to grow, to be stretched. I think we were all stretched in 2020, and we all had to learn how to pivot.
Yeah.
How did you actually, with consistency, with strength, with endurance, how did you learn how to pivot in a season where nothing looked like what it used to?
Okay, so first off, I work really well under pressure. I know most people don't. I work really, really well under pressure. I don't like to overthink and think longevity. I like it thrown at me. Let's just jump into it. Now, that was thrown at us. And then they said you could not work. So I was out of work for 4 months. And remember, there's no paid time off for me. There's no, my boss won't send me a check. If I don't touch my client, I don't get paid. So I literally had to really give it to God and don't worry about it. I'm talking about the bills came in, I put them on the table. You know, I did not touch a client for 4 months. No disrespect to anybody else that did things like that, but I said I can't really say God got me and then still have action behind it. So I left it alone. And it did work its way out. But in that midst, I remember clients, you know, just reaching out. I miss you. I want to see you. So I reached out to my girlfriend, Tina, and I said, what do you think about like going on live once a week or something like that? 4 months of going on live every day, 5 days a week at 6 p.m. every night was a game changer for us. It really, really was. It felt like we were still talking to the client. So I think that portion is what got me through. It gave me a little bit of purpose because I think if I'd have sat there and sat still for 4 months, I probably would have went crazy. Yeah.
You still connected with relationship. And because it's not just about the work, it shows up in how, because I watched you in those 4 months, I actually marveled at how you reinvented your whole approach in the middle of a pandemic. Like people, you had people from all over waiting for 6 o'clock to come so that we could hear about Yvonne 6 o'clock. Right.
People still ask now.
Yes. Where
people
is it?
People still ask. Like, I'll say, you going on Miss Vera? So y'all gonna do it again? I'm like, no. This is her show, not mine. It was a connection. Definitely was a connection. But it was, I think just having that conversation. I'm not a big social media person, but just to have the conversation with my clients, to catch up with them, and to have people come up on the show. And so I think that was great. It was good. As little as it was big.
But it was significant. And it's not about size. So for me, one of the things coming into this conversation and even thinking about my word is that sometimes people think about best as being bigger when it doesn't have to be. It can be more significant, can be your best. It doesn't have to be that you have to have these huge platforms or even a far reach, but how do you intentionally show up and create significant moments? And what was happening in that time when we were told we could no longer be in the presence of one another, you found a way to continue to be a presence for others. And with a role that you have of being so like you are intimately close, you are touching hair, you are hearing stories.
Close.
You are close.
I know things that your family members don't know. I find out things before your family members know, because they just feel like they trust, but I feel like she gonna know anyway, so I'm gonna tell her anyway, So I feel like I know a lot of stuff that, like a therapist almost, hair therapy.
You continued that bond for people in a time that we were told we can't be together. You had already established that connection, that authenticity, that openness. You had already established that in person. So when restrictions were placed, people still had muscle memory of who Yvonne is. So when she said, I'm going live at 6, people said, so are we.
They was ready. I'm talking about husbands calling. You think you're going to do it like once a month, once a week? I'm like, no, you got to come in and see me. But it was a good time. It was a good time and a hard time.
Yeah.
Because extroverted as I am, I have a lot of introverted clients. So I felt like they needed it. They really did need that outlet, that escape, that purpose.
Yeah. You provided hope in a moment where there was a whole lot of uncertainty. In that, recognizing the intimate role that you have played, I think about the intimate perspective people have about their appearance, about their value. How do you define beauty?
Beauty is being comfortable. Beauty is being comfortable. Doesn't matter the size, the color, shape. I know a person that's confident. I do. When you walk in the room and you can be by yourself, you don't need an entourage. It's not about makeup and clothes. Like, I like to look good for my clients. I really do. Because Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, honey, I don't look like this. So I know that I do it for my clients. I like to look good. But it is really your confidence. It's your head up high. It's your not thinking of what others think. It's just being confident. You just show up as your authentic self. And I know some people have to grow into that. Some people are born that way. And some people battle with it daily. It is something that I'm very comfortable with. I think that's what draws people into me, is the natural confidence. But it wasn't poured into me. It wasn't you're beautiful. I didn't get you're ugly either. I just think it was, well, number one, I'm an Aries. Shout out to all Aries. But I think it was a natural thing. I think it was just, this is me. I'm Unicorn Yvonne, and this is just how it's going to be. So just more so of, I can draw off of your confidence. And it doesn't have to be confident I'm beautiful. It's confident that I'm a really good reader. I'm confident in my workouts. I'm confident in my job. I'm confident in how I raise my children. I'm confident in putting clothes together. Whatever you're confident in, I like it. I like that.
It doesn't have to match what you have, because then I also think about in an industry like beauty and styling, there's so much that's competitive,
Yeah.
that is comparison driven. And
Yeah.
so if you are comfortable in your own skin with your own
Yeah.
skill set, you can be fabulous, and so can I. We can share the space, and that's beautiful.
It's enough room out here.
Yes.
And we could be in the same exact industry, and I still respect it. You know, because there's going to be something that you do way better than me that I'm like, oh, that's awesome. There's going to be something I do that you like, but it's a puzzle piece. We all just kind of fit together. Yeah.
But I think it speaks back to your openness. When you recognize that you're open, that you're not competing against me, I have something that I can offer you. It allows you to want to and be willing to learn from me. And then because you do that, it gives me permission to learn from you. I find that when I'm in spaces that there's a comparison, competition, there's also fear.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like you said, that matches I'm open. So that means I'm open to learning. I'm always open to learning. No matter how you think of my strong-willedness, I'm a Ram because I'm Aries, but I'm still open. I'm open to learning about friendships, about work, about hair. I'm always open. But when you have the fear is a door. Is closed off to certain things, and you really don't. Fear stops you. Stops you from flying. It stops you from growing. It stops you from converting. It stops you from just being your authentic self. So if you remove fear, you'll be all right.
We have to take a break, but you just, oh my goodness, we have to take a break. But I just want, before we go on break, because you just connected dots for me. When the world shut down, you didn't turn to fear, you turned to faith, which kept you open to new ideas, to being innovative with 6 p.m. You really began to identify products. I was wrapping. None of us had our hair done, so we needed a scarf. And you came out with scarves and wraps. I had never even thought about wrapping my head in anything. But it was because you, instead of turning to fear, you believed God that He would take care of you, and your faith allowed you to remain open and innovative.
And think outside the box.
Yes. On that note, I tell you, we're going to take a short break. If you have not checked out resources, conversations that Living Strong Consulting provides, I encourage you to check out our website, livingstrongllc.com, and we will be right back. Awesome. Thank you, Josh. Hello, Facebook community. Are you out there? Are you sharing? You have got to make sure you are sharing this conversation. Share Yvonne's wisdom, her energy, and her insight, her love. I'm so excited that my accountability partner is here with us. If you have questions, if you're an entrepreneur, if you've had to make a pivot, if you are stuck in fear, or you just want to say, hey, Yvonne, put it into the comment section and share, because I can see whether or not you share. So I'm going to call you out when you share. So go ahead and share it. Make sure that this goes worldwide. Hello, Cheryl. Hello, Annetta. Esther. Yep,
Hi,
she said,
Cheryl.
Esther said, yep, fear stops you.
Yes.
She loves it. Hello, Nancy. Oh, Nancy, yay. It's so good to see you back, Nancy. We have missed you. Nancy says, what do you do when you have a client who is not open? So you talked about not open for people who work for you. When we come back, I'm going to start with Nancy's question, because I'm curious, because it's such an intimate relationship. What do you do when you have a client who isn't open, but your assignment is to serve them, to support them, especially with something when...
That's a good question.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Nancy, she always comes with the great ones. We missed her. We missed our Nancy. Hello, Cheryl. Hello, Dale is here. Awesome to see you. Dale says significance is not about size. Yes. We're back. Welcome back. We have been having a conversation around being the best version of you. It is not about competing. It isn't about comparison, but it's recognizing, as Yvonne said, get comfortable in who you are. Show up in the confidence that is you, and then you can shine as the best version of you. Now, Yvonne has been dropping wisdom and nuggets for us. If you missed any of the first half, make sure you rewind, catch the replay, and share it with others. I was able during our break to catch a question that one of our faithful listeners shared. Yvonne, you said as an entrepreneur, a challenge has been to when you are working with those who work for you, you desire to hire people who are open. Nancy asks, what do you do when a client is not open as an entrepreneur?
Well, I want to first start off with good question. Second, God has blessed me with some amazing clients. I'm telling you. I don't have a lot of troublesome clients. I really don't. I think my clients recognize how aggressive I am with hair and my knowledge for it. So again, I attract a lot of, say, in the box, closed-minded that don't like change. So when I'm telling you to do something or you should do this or no, I don't think that would be a good idea, 90% of my clients are like, you know what? You're the expert. I trust you. I like that. Then I do get some puzzle pieces that are a little different that just don't fit, you know. I have to use patience. I don't have a lot of it. I am, if you ever sat in my chair, I'm very fast and moving around. I have to use patience, but I try to break down knowledge-wise. And then I always hit them with, would you tell your doctor that you're not going to take that pill? If they're telling you this is going to help you. So they usually go my way. Worst case scenario, I don't think I'm the fit for you. I don't think I'm the correct stylist for you. So I might recommend you somewhere else. I will.
Which is powerful because as an entrepreneur, we can be really afraid of losing a client. But it's more important to have a client that is the right fit, as opposed to forcing a relationship that isn't working. And as you shared earlier, God's got you. So if that's not the client for you, He will bring another client that is.
Can't have the fear. You can't have the fear. When I get new stylists, and I'm worried about my clientele following me. I'm from here, I'm from there. No, whoever don't follow you will be replaced.
Yes.
In the most respectful way possible, it will be replaced. So you have to not have the fear. The fear is stopping you. So I'm okay with, you know what, Virgia, I don't think I can do this hairstyle, or I don't think that this is a fit for me, because you're not really listening to what I'm telling you to do. So I might recommend you somewhere else. And they're usually fine with it. They're fine with it. Most times they'll be like, I want to stay here. I'll listen. You know, it does work, but it is what it is.
They feel your energy, recognize your expertise. And sometimes they're going to have to step outside of their comfort zone. So it's a growth opportunity for the client. We have someone in our group. I just saw her pop up on our Facebook thread. Her name is Sandra Coates. And she's in the Virginia Beach area. And she has an entire platform called United and True. And she does a fashion show with role models who it's not about the diva, but it's about your story. And her whole platform really focuses on empowering young women, young girls
Mm-hmm.
to understand that God has made you unique and you don't have to be someone
Yeah.
else in order to be the best version of you. And her United and True conference
Mm-hmm.
and fashion show is coming up at the
Okay.
end of February. I know you have a teenager in your house.
I do.
You do.
I do.
It's the lovely age. She's getting ready to be sweet
Yes.
16.
Sweet 16.
Sweet
Yes.
16.
Yes.
Tonight, hello, sweet 16. So,
yes.
what are you telling or encouraging our young ladies to better understand about beauty?
First and foremost, in my house, I try to lead by example. Consistency is probably the best thing that has worked with my child.
Okay.
Really, it really has been the best thing because I don't have to tell her much. She sees it. So when I step back out of being a mother and being like just a viewer, just watching her, it's like, oh, she got it because I consistently did it. Now, the young ladies that sit in my chair is a different story because I don't see them every day. I see them once or twice a month. Just simple conversations. I maybe watch how they're on the internet or what they post and I'll ask questions. But the biggest thing, it's hard right now because of the internet. All the fraudulent things on there, all the make-believe things. Oh, her life looks so perfect. You know, it's a lot of fakeness. So I think being interactive and just really sitting still with no internet with your children is really important. Especially our young women. Our men too, but our young women, it's a lot to hold up to in society to be tall, short, pretty, slim, but whatever it is, you know, fake body parts, whatever it is out there that you have to be you. So one key that I always tell my friends, they come in my house, I have mirrors in every room. People don't notice it, but a lot of people don't have mirrors in their rooms, in their house.
This
the
is
bathroom
absolutely
mirror,
true.
We have full-length mirrors in every room of my house.
Why?
You need to see yourself. And it's not a conceited thing. You can be conceited, that's fine. But it's I need to look presentable and you need to see yourself. A lot of people I know do not look at themselves in the mirror.
I had a mentee who told me that after a challenging season, she had stopped looking at herself in the mirror. And that speaks volumes.
Yeah.
And even on the flip side of having multiple mirrors and making that the norm.
Yeah.
I think about how that being the norm, the message that it sends to your daughter.
Since she was born.
Yes.
Since she was born, the full-length mirrors. I'll be in my room and my mirror can kind of see her mirror, like all of them connect. And I have people that come to my house for the first time and like, there's mirrors everywhere. Number one, mirrors are decorative. They do make the space feel fuller and bigger, but people don't realize you need to see yourself. People do not see themselves. And you would think, oh, well, you're a hairdresser. You're around mirrors. I don't look at the mirrors at the salon. I don't look at myself all day when I'm working. I look at my clients and that's how I talk to them. But at home, she needs to see the mirrors because I need her to love herself wholly and securely. And honey, she danced every day in those mirrors. I'm like, I think I did too many mirrors.
It worked. Yeah. She got the message.
Yeah.
Because you said at the top of your answer that your parenting approach is it's not just about what you say, it's the consistency that you show. Because they will pick up exactly what you are showing them more than what you are saying.
Yeah.
And they'll magnify the small stuff we do. They magnify it, and it ends up being even bigger.
Yeah. I think when we were growing up, it was do as I say, not as I do. No, X, that's wrong. No. Just do as I say because I'm doing it too. You know? I don't tell her anything to do that I'm not doing. And I know in some battles that's hard, but you have to live by it, what you say. So yeah, I think if you pick up one thing from that portion, people, go out there and get yourself a mirror. Little things. Dance 60 seconds in the mirror every morning. Just to yourself. Favorite song. I don't
Yes.
care what song it is, just dance. It might feel awkward the first couple times, but after that, before you know it, you'll be dancing to 3 and 4 songs every morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
for people, when I'm coaching them in whether it's entrepreneurship, changing career, the desire just to grow,
Yeah.
that tidbit right there, I had someone ask me just yesterday, because she had a desire to start something, but she kept talking herself out of it because she doubted
Yeah.
that she could be what was necessary to live it out. And I'm going to ask her to listen to the advice you just said,
Yeah.
because if we can just get to a place of dancing in the mirror,
Yeah.
just that freedom, the
Yeah.
openness,
Yeah.
the being comfortable with yourself,
Yeah.
all of it is there.
What is this? Everybody says dance like no one's watching.
Yes.
Dance by yourself in your room every morning while you're brushing your teeth. Just dance it out. Just move your body. Number one, it fights depression. It makes you happy. It gets your endorphins going. But it's a self-confidence thing. It makes you feel good. And if you really practice that, a minute a day, a minute a day, it makes a world of a difference. Again, those weren't things that I said, oh, I'm going to do this. It was things I did. And then I noticed, wait a minute. I think these things are working because I'm seeing a little person 3 doors down. She's over there dancing in the mirror.
Yes.
So yeah, it makes a difference.
They're watching.
They are watching.
They are watching.
Everything.
And the movement piece. So,
Mm-hmm.
you are my Peloton accountability partner.
Yes.
You and Kia Wesley,
Yes.
every morning, I feel, and this isn't necessarily the good thing, but I feel shame if I get a post or a notification that you have already done your exercise and I haven't even gotten out of the bed yet. It gets me up.
It does. It's a motivator.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that one day I said, let me check and see what workout she did. So I went to your page. I said, why does she have so many workouts on? Oh, let me just do better in 2023. I don't check up on people. Again, I stay focused on my own lane. I'm rooting for you, but I'm not checking in on you. I just went to go check on what workout you did so I can do the same one. And honey, it was like, oh, she has 7,000 workouts. I'm like, look at my corny 2,000. I need to step my game up. Like, what's going on? But motivation does help. Even the motivator needs motivation. Because it's sometimes it's a little bit of a struggle by yourself to get up. You say, I got a busy day. I'm not going to work out till later. I say, text me. I'll work out with you. It helps.
And you know what? That has meant the world to me at times, in which I can absolutely, especially, and I'm talking to those who are leaders, who consistently, you are the person someone is always looking to be the light, to be on, to be the leader, to set the tone, to find someone who will check in on you, who, when I am having that negative self-talk because I didn't do what I thought I should do, and just to get a text from you, girl, it is okay. You needed that break, and be okay with that. There's power in accountability. And in your bio, you shared how you're passionate about providing resources and connections for women. Where does that passion come from?
I think one of the biggest things is I like to treat people how I want to be treated. So even from the actions of helping. So I feel like as a friend, as a client, if you bring any type of question to me, whether how can I grow my hair, how can I lose weight, I want to work out some more, I want to buy a new car, I feel like I got to give you an answer. I feel like I have to give you an answer, right? And if I don't know the answer, I feel like I have to research it. So I think it's just a passion of mine to help you complete what you're asking. I'm not a quotation mark. I'm not a comma. I'm a period. And I like to finish things. So I like to give you an answer to it. Not that I want to have all the answers, but I feel like you're bringing it to me for a reason. You might not even, it's not, I'm going to go to Yvonne and ask her this question. No, you're just having normal conversation. But I feel like you shouldn't be giving it to me if you don't want something back. So I feel like I got to help you get to that.
Or even that there was a divine moment in that we're having that conversation on purpose. So you're not wasting that moment.
Perfect.
Because I know you too, because you are such a people person, because you love people, because you show up in the way that you do, you have a lot of relationships.
Yeah.
And you're not afraid to share those relationships.
I'm not. I don't think I have a natural jealousy. I don't think I like to not share. I like to share. Again, it's openness. If you're open, you don't have room for fear. You don't have room for jealousy. You don't have room for scared. You don't have room to not grow because you're open. You got to get out of the box. In the box, you only got a couple of things you can fit in there. Only a couple. When you're open, you're open. You know? So, yeah.
And when the fear is closing you, when you're in that box, you might feel like you are protecting yourself, but you're keeping out everything that is your next. And you create platforms for women who are coming from all different approaches, businesses, careers, and even stages in life. You create space for us to come together and just celebrate one another, as well as support one another. I love how at your anniversary, you actually, instead of it just being a party, you have businesses there. How do you feel your role in elevating other small businesses? How has that helped you show up in the best version of you?
I think helping others gives you strength, right? I think with my 21 anniversary, I wanted to celebrate myself, of course. But in that portion, I said, I want to celebrate other people that haven't reached the 21 years yet, to give them hope that you still can make it, especially through the pandemic, especially through businesses closing. Some businesses didn't make it, you know? So I think just, again, not reinventing the wheel, but just opening up and keep rolling and keep changing helps. I think just not thinking about yourself. I think getting out of the selfish zone. I'm all about me. Me time is very important. Me time is very not selfish. But when it comes to others and thinking of everybody else, I like to help everybody else too. But I did help myself first. I did put my mask on first on the plane. But I'm I want to help everybody else too. So I think it's more of a team effort, a team thought versus an I thought.
It has to be.
I think that's what it is. It's more of a team. Like, we can do it. Even if I don't know you, it's still we can do it.
And people can count on that being the way that you show up. And you referenced, you took care of you. You put your mask on first, and that's not selfish. Can I ask, what are you still working on in you in this season going into 2023?
I'm definitely working on patience, which I think I came a long way. I don't think no one can see that but yourself. No one can see patience but yourself. You're like, ooh, last year I wouldn't have waited that long. But and I'm working on, since I'm so social, doing things by myself. Yes, I love doing things by myself, but I love doing things with other people. But because of timing, maybe finances, maybe even just their fears of doing things, I have to do it on my own. So I'm going to try to travel out of the country 3 times this year by myself. You know, like, the fear is dangerous. Not that I don't want to be by myself. It's just dangerous, but I can't wait for other people. So I think me working on doing things by myself is not because of loneliness. It's because I choose to do it by myself because I don't want to wait on others.
Yes. Yeah. And I was hoping you would bring that up because we had a sidebar conversation in preparation for today, and you had shared something that you are hoping to also model for others is the difference between being alone and it not necessarily equating to loneliness. How does that show up in life?
It shows up as confidence. It shows up for people that lack these things. It shows up as confidence. It shows up as growth. It shows up as fearlessness, because you're doing it with your head up high and you're not worried about others. Remember, we're in a society where everybody's heads down. They're in their phones. They're not really focused. I'd rather be by myself to dinner than be with a group of people that are on their phones at dinner. because you're still by yourself,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'd rather just have that. You ever see people and you think in your head, oh, it's a shame they're by themselves at dinner. No, not when you look at me.
Right.
You're like, oh,
Because
wow,
you
she's doing, I'm over
because
there
you
still
dance,
smiling. Yes.
you dance by yourself
Yes.
for yourself in the mirror at home. So by the time you get to the restaurant, it's just the overflow.
Yeah.
It's
Instead of staying in a house and waiting, go out and do it.
Mm-hmm.
Take that chance and do it.
Yeah. You just said a whole word for somebody. Instead of sitting at home waiting, get up and go ahead and do it. Stop waiting for other people.
Tomorrow is not promised.
It truly is not. Mm-hmm. I am curious around in the industry. Now I'm just going to get real practical because of who you are.
Yes.
In the industry right now, what mistake are people making with their hair?
Not hydrating. Internally and externally. Yep.
Not hydrating. What is it? What is that?
So hydration is water. Hydration is not putting product on your hair.
Oh yeah, make that distinction. Make that distinction.
Hydration comes from the water in the shower, from the shampooing, from the water, not from the product. You think, oh, my hair's dry. Let me rub some moisturizer on it. Nope. It doesn't work that way. You have to open the cuticle and the skin and the hair up with water. Let that go in there. And then you can layer with a product to seal it. But hydration. So drink your water. I had somebody tell me the other day, I don't like water. I said, oh, I don't know what that's like. I don't know what that's like.
But your hair is thirsty.
Your nails is thirsty.
Yes. Your skin.
Your organs.
Yes.
Everything. Water.
Everything.
Water.
Is
when you
thirsty.
fast and all that, you can drink water. You just can't have anything else. So water is very vital and very important. We can't go into deep of what kinds of water, but water is key. It really is. Yeah. So hydration.
Nice.
Hydration.
I love that.
Yeah.
And thinking about someone who you've already dropped some nuggets, but we always begin to end the conversation with a thought for the person who is feeling discouraged. They are an entrepreneur, or they're a mom at home, or an individual who is just feeling lost.
Yeah.
What inspiration or encouragement would you give them?
Pen and paper is the starter. Number 2, give yourself some strict rules. And that strict rule would be to put the phone down, put the internet down, because you don't know it, but you're in comparison. How come Miss Virgil's show is taking off? How come this is that? How come this person got likes? How come? You have to stop the comparison. So I would give yourself 10 to 14 days of no internet, just writing. I would love to do 30 days, but I know that's strict for some people. 10 to 14 days of no internet, just writing your rules and taking that time and following it. It makes a world of a difference. Write down what you want, how you want your brand to be. Little steps. I just want 10 followers. I want to sell 10 items, or I want to brand myself. And then when you come back around, make a promise to yourself to promote your business at least once every single day. Do not skip a day. Be consistent.
Yeah.
With yourself.
But get out of searching externally.
Yeah.
And begin to actually sit with yourself and write it down, pen and paper. I love that, because we've talked about on the show the power of the neurological pathways that you create and rewire in your brain when you are writing things down.
Yeah.
You literally create new pathways.
You write it, you see it, you think it, and then you do it. Every Monday, I write my to-do list. I don't care if it's go to Wegmans, wash the car. I have to write it because it's out of my head, so it's giving me space, so I'm not overthinking. What else was it? What else was it? Nope, it's already written. And then you check it off, which makes you feel good. Look at my list. I done checked off 10 things. Go me. Some people don't even check off one. So be consistent with lists. The list is very important. Very important. Whether it's once a day, once a month, once a week, write that list out.
and then celebrate you. Don't just move on
Yeah.
to the next list.
Yeah.
Do a dance in the mirror when you check those things off.
Mm-hmm.
So what is Yvonne checking off in 2023? What does it look like for you?
More self-time, which you can never get enough of that. Travel, and always better finances, managing finances. I did really, really well last year, so it's just time to up it up this year. Yeah.
And you know what that is? I love how we are so connected because we literally create challenges for each other each month. We do. And we try and execute them. My focus is also financial stability, like a commitment to strengthening my finances and my financial systems.
Yeah.
So I love that.
Yeah.
And it's not the love of money, but it actually is recognizing that finances are a tool to help us continue to do the best parts of what we're assigned to do.
Definitely.
Yeah. Wow, we are already at 2 minutes. I tell every time 55 minutes just flies by so quickly. How can people find you? Where are you? I know she goes off social media in a heartbeat, y'all.
I'll be right off tomorrow.
But how can people find you?
You will find me up in these streets. Facebook, our website, royaltyhairsalonllc.com. Always call us 610-873-1089. Pop up at the salon, Downeytown. You know, I'm here. I'm always here for pop-ups. I love a good pop-up. But yeah.
Yeah, she lies because us as clients, we know you better follow the rules.
Don't pop up and want nothing. Pop up and say hi.
Yes. Well, it has been an amazing kickoff to our 2023 challenge of being the best version of you. And I just want to capture one or two more comments as we get ready to close out. Claudia, Dr. Curry says, I have to remember that God makes room for my talents and creativity when I stay focused and not busy comparing with others. Absolutely. Nancy says, when you feel discouraged, Yvonne tells us to put the phone down for 10 to 14 days. And Cheryl Hurley, who is the guru of self-care and knowing that you matter. Jonathan McReynolds has a wonderful song that's entitled Comparison Kills. And so recognizing the nuggets, and thank you, my friend, for kicking off season 7 with the flip side of adversity. And we hope that you will continue to enjoy season 7 with us. Same time, same place, next week, right here on the flip side. Get connected with us. We'll see you then. Thank you, Josh. Have a great one. Bye-bye. All right, Yvonne, we always do 1 or 2 additional questions. That's just for the Facebook fam.
Yeah, that's for me.
So, hello, fam. Did she do a great job? I need some hearts, some thumbs up. Come on, give it to her. Let her know that we appreciate her time, her wisdom, and her expertise. She said, Paula said, yep, definitely going to have to do the recap on this one. So when you think about stepping outside of your comfort zone, I know you said confidence, I know you said being open. Has there ever been a time where you felt like you were stuck? What is a practical thing you did to get unstuck and move outside of your comfort zone?
Okay, again, I do feel 95% of myself all the time. Like I'm at 100 every day. Once in a while, I give myself a day, once or twice a year, Sunday. I'm going to take this day, cry it out, lock myself in a room, whatever I want to do, I do it. I'm okay with emotions. I think a time would be transitioning from like married to single, of thinking maybe, some things are my fault. Why did this happen? But at the end of the day, everything happens for a reason. So I think pushing through, giving yourself the day. I think sometimes we push through instead of just really sitting in it. Just sit in it.
You said a whole bunch
Sit
of
in
things because I think there are people who are afraid to actually feel the feelings.
Yeah. Yes.
And you're saying actually feel the
it.
feelings.
Yep.
Embrace it.
Yep.
We get bottled up when we try to push past the feelings, ignore the feelings, deny the feelings.
Yep.
You're saying actually feel the feelings.
Don't suppress it because it's going to come up again. And now I got to deal with this feeling and that feeling and the one before versus dealing with them as they come. Maybe something happened today. Give yourself a couple of days. Maybe it didn't hit you yet, reality, but then let that feeling come out. Maybe within a week. I like 24 hours, but I know that's a bit much for some people. So 7 days. Give yourself the 7 days of happen Monday. Saturday is my cry day. I got to get through work. But Saturday, I'm taking off and I'm going to have me. I'm going to fill out why am I feeling this way? How can I make it better? Maybe how can I not have this happen again? Whatever you went through. But feel it. Because when you suppress it, you're just a soda bottle and you're shaking it with a lid. And one day, somebody's going to take that lid off and you're going to explode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But feeling it actually opens the door to processing it.
Correct.
We can't process it if we don't actually feel it. And you reminded me of, so my Lale flowers I wear all the time. Esther Moore from Lale Flowers, I'll never forget in one of our fearless conversations right after I wrote the book, one of her things that she shared with people is it's okay to cry, but you need an end to the cry.
That part.
You need an end to the cry. Yep. So you're not crying and crying and crying. No. And 5 years from now, you still crying. Nope. There needs to be an end to the cry. Yep. And I appreciate how you actually designate, okay, I'm going to feel it all. I'm going to allow this 24 hours to be real, but there has to be an end to the cry.
Yeah. That's why I said that day. Even if it's at work and you feel it, you feel you bubbling up, take that lunch break, take that minute, go to the bathroom. And don't be afraid or ashamed of it. I do FaceTime calls with most of my girlfriends. So if they call me or something, I'm in it. They'll see it. Because it's not I think sometimes you have to show people that you're not okay every day. Now, you don't want to be known as a little crybaby. Like you said, you got to come to an end. But you got to show them that you do have different emotions. Back to parenting. You have to show your kid that it's okay to cry. You have to show your children that I got through that. Because I think kids don't show their emotions as much as they need to either.
That is so true. And I know I keep referencing past guests because you're just bringing stuff up. But T.W. Suggs, he actually gave a message to moms of boys, but especially Black boys, to actually help them actually feel. Let them cry. Let them say what they're feeling because there really isn't space in our culture, in our society, to allow our males to actually feel and share.
We told them to suck it up.
Right.
And then you get older and you date or marry people that don't express. Because when they were younger, you're a boy. You're not supposed to cry. No, we all have feelings. Talk about it. Are you good? You got it out? All right, now let's get back at it. You have to get it out and understand it, but then you have to get back into it. So learning how to talk yourself or talk with somebody to talk it through. And having an accountability partner.
Yeah. And you're literally modeling a process for your child.
Yes.
And as a mother of grown women, I have found that at this point, actually sharing that, you know what, I was afraid.
Yeah.
And, I have gotten on platforms and I have gotten on the platform afraid. But I still got on the platform. And being honest that I still get afraid at times, but I can't not do it. Being honest that, you know what, I still have disagreements with people, but that's not going to have me cancel out the opportunity I have. It's modeling.
Yeah.
Again, you said
Yeah.
it again.
But two things. One, you have to, somebody told me, she was a model. She said, if you're not afraid, or if you don't feel jitters and butterflies, then you're not doing something right. You should have a little bit of scaredness, you know, that because when you get out there, it's like you fit.
Yes.
And then the second thing is, what was the second part you said? I forget that quick.
What?
What was the second half?
So doing it afraid, modeling it, being willing to
Probably willing to show it.
to show
Yeah,
it.
I think willing to show your children because they need to see it, and not in a scare. I think sometimes you stop your children with your own fears.
Oh,
I think you do.
yes.
I've heard clients all the, oh, I don't fly. Oh, I don't do this. Don't say that in front of the children because they want to fly. But if mom and dad don't fly, then I might not fly either.
I'm not gonna fly.
Yeah. So I've never shown my daughter fear. That's not afraid to do things. Like you said, I was a little scared too, but I did it. Not I was scared too, so I didn't do it. No, that's two different showings. So you have to push yourself. And if you're not gonna push for you, push for your children and push yourself through the fears. Yeah.
It gives them permission.
Yep. Fearless.
Yes. And on that note, it has been amazing Flipside conversation. Thank you, my sister, accountability partner. Check her out. I tell you, she keeps you fabulous. Adrienne, she keeps me on point.
Yes, honey.
Royalty Hair Salon. Check them out. Thanks again, Facebook fam. Share, like, push it out so that her message can go far and wide.